There was a scientific discovery that our hearts have the strongest electromagnetic field of any organ in our body. This means stronger than the brain. So let me tell you that an electromagnetic field is a field of energy that is both magnetic and electric. It can penetrate through walls, it can penetrate through people. This can be measured. And atoms, which everything in the world is made up of, this microphone is made up of atoms, I'm made up of atoms, have an electromagnetic field because the subatomic particles, stay with me, protons, neutrons, and electrons are held together by an electromagnetic field. So our hearts are interacting with everything around us. I'm going to give you 4 foods and moves for you to have a hearty heart so that when your heart is connecting to the world around you, it can attract all those things that God has put in your heart, all those things that are healthy and good for the world. The first food is going to be flax. Now, flax is very special, okay, because it has a lot of omega-3s and it reduces your risk of fatal heart attack by over 1/3. Now, a lot of people have more omega-6 than omega-3s, and there is a ratio of 3-to-1 that flax has, and you need more omega-3s than omega-6. So eating whole flax seeds or ground flax seeds is gonna give you that perfect ratio. So this is an amazing food to include in your eating style, whether you're having it in oatmeal, in a smoothie, however you do it. It's always better to get your nutrients like omega-3s and omega-6 from foods themselves because of the way that our bodies evolved, right? When you eat food, you're involving your senses, taste, touch, smell. And when you involve your senses, because we evolved through touch, eating, and smelling, this signals to different enzymes in our bodies to absorb the nutrients better than you would with just a supplement. If you look at a lot of supplements, their percentages are like 300 to 53,000 of the daily percentage because they know, the people who manufacture those supplements know that our bodies probably aren't going to absorb all of it because we're not using all of our senses. If you've seen the show Live to 100 Secrets of the Blue Zones, it's a documentary series on Netflix. The Blue Zones, I remember it was in Italy and I believe in Greece. These are Mediterranean areas. If you know anything about the Mediterranean diet, they are super healthy. And in these blue zones, a blue zone is a place where there is a high concentration of people who are living to 100 or more. So if you haven't watched that series, definitely go watch it. It definitely gives you a lot of secrets, and not even secrets, just tactics and moves that these people are doing. And in the Mediterranean diet, there's a lot of omega-3s. So no wonder they're heart healthy. No wonder they're so healthy overall. Now, your first move, we talked about the food, which is flax. The first move is going to be forgiveness. Forgiveness is key, and there's scientific evidence that forgiveness is actually good for your heart because when you forgive somebody, it lowers your cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone, and if you have high cortisol, your blood pressure increases and your heart rate increases, which are both very bad for your heart. So when you forgive someone, your cortisol decreases, you're less stressed, and it's going to be very good for your heart, your blood. And one way that you can do this, and I know sometimes it can be hard to forgive somebody, especially those people who did you wrong, right? Very, very wrong. But guess what? God forgives you all the time, and you are not greater than God to where you can't forgive someone. So remember that God is giving you chances over and over and over again. If you've probably been on this earth long enough to have made some mistakes, and God has forgiven you so you can forgive someone else so that you can make room to love them again. You don't have to let them into your life per se, but you can make room to love them again. You can't love somebody unless you forgive them. And so one way you can do this is to get a piece of paper and a pen, journal, and write why you're hurt. Why did this person hurt you? And then make your way to forgive them. You have to figure out your reason for forgiveness, whether it's your understanding that this person is a human and they make mistakes, or that they deserve to be loved, they deserve love. Whatever the reason is that you come up with to forgive them, it has to be connected to your personality and what gets you over that hump. And you will actually feel the release when you forgive somebody. Okay, so first move, forgiveness. First food is flax seed. Our second food is going to be legumes, and specifically lentils. Now, before you're like, lentils, I'm out of here. Lentils are very transformable. My mom sent me a video on Instagram the other day. You know, your parents be sending you just lots of reels and stuff. She sent me a video of this woman making lentil waffles, and those waffles look good. And no, they don't have to taste like lentils. You can, in the video, the woman rinsed them, saying they're not going to taste like lentils. If you rinse them really good, you blend them, and you make waffles with that. So you can sneak lentils into stuff. You can make veggie burgers, veggie sausage. You can make chili with whatever you want. Lentils are so good for your heart because they have B vitamins. B vitamins are going to break down an amino acid called homocysteine. Now, homocysteine levels that are high have been connected with heart disease and so many other diseases, including depression. Okay, so high homocysteine levels, bad for honestly overall health, but especially heart health. Getting those B vitamins helps to lower your levels. And lentils also are high in a B vitamin called folate. Folate, if you have a deficiency in folate in your heart muscle, that leads to heart disease. So folate is going to be amazing, and it's great. It has a great amount in lentils. Our second move is getting some sunlight. Hey, get that sunlight. Sunlight, and let me tell you why. Sunlight has vitamin D, of course, and it's our main source of vitamin D. Vitamin D is important for your body's absorption of calcium. Now, what does calcium got to do with your heart? Well, calcium is like the traffic police that tells your heart when to go, when to pump, and it helps keep your heart rate steady and strong. So without that calcium, your heart is not going to be as strong, it's not going to be as steady, and you need vitamin D in order to absorb that calcium. I don't care if you spend time scrolling, go stand outside in the sun and scroll if you need to. All right. Calcium is going to be so important. Calcium is also very good for your blood flow. If you're someone who eats a lot of meat, there's not that much calcium in meat. So meat eaters typically have a lower levels of calcium if they're not including a lot of calcium rich foods. And also high red meat intake has been proven scientifically a correlation to heart disease. So you're definitely going to want to be getting your sunlight if you're a meat eater, getting your flax, getting your lentils as well. Let's move on to the third food, which is cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper, okay? Cayenne pepper is going to strengthen your heart, and it's going to be very good for your blood flow. Okay, and speaking of spice, if you need to spice up your life, I have a video that I will link in the description about if you're feeling stuck in your glow up and how to fix that. So cayenne pepper, I remember, there's this great story that Barbara O'Neill tells, and she's a renowned health professional. She gave this woman who was 82 years old, she was having a heart attack and she was unconscious. She put some cayenne pepper in her mouth. This woman who was pale started getting blood flow back to her face, and she was like, what's going on? She didn't even realize what was happening, and that cayenne pepper saved her life. Cayenne pepper is going to open up your capillaries and thin your blood. So this is helping to increase your blood flow. We're talking about spice, right? The third move is going to be to become a better lover. Hey, how are you going to have a healthy heart if you are not a good lover? You got to become a better lover. Becoming a better lover involves really learning to love yourself. And that seems like such an abstract idea. So let me break it down for you practically. How you can become a better lover by loving yourself. So we mentioned before about forgiveness and how God forgives us because we've sinned. We've done some things. If you've been here long enough and you're not delusional, you've done some horrible things. Now, these horrible things that you've done sit inside your brain, and they can block you from truly loving yourself if you don't work through the realization that you're not a bad person, but you did a bad thing. Okay, so if all these bad things are sitting inside of you and you haven't taken a look at them and saying, actually, I'm not a bad person, I just did a bad thing, it's going to block you from accepting yourself and loving yourself. So say you stole someone's bike when you were 7. Okay, you did a bad thing, but that might be living inside of you, telling you that you're a bad person, and it might prevent you from, doing certain things or connecting with people more deeply. So you can take a look at that and say, yeah, I stole that person's bike and it was very wrong. Forgive me, God. I forgive myself. What good does that say about me, though? What does that say about me that's good? Okay, here's where the alchemy comes in. That means I stole someone's bike. Yes, it was a bad thing, but I'm a go-getter. I go get what I want by any means. I get to what I want. So now you have this positive trait out of this bad thing that you've done, and it's boosting your confidence. It's making you love yourself. You're not going to steal anymore, but now you're like, you have the confidence to go and get whatever it is that you want because you realize I'm a go-getter. I get what I want. Those types of transformations from the bad things to the good things is going to help you to love yourself even more. And then once you start to love yourself, you get more confident and you have the confidence to be a better lover by accepting the love that comes your way. Some people might not be able to accept that someone actually wants them, someone likes them, and then they self-sabotage that way. Nah. When you love yourself and you become a better lover, it's like, oh yeah, why wouldn't they want me? So I am having a group class on the heart-brain connection. I'm going to put the date and link in the description for you to sign up. This is the only class that I'm going to be having on this, and we're going to talk about your emotions, how to release them, how to feel them. This class is going to be super amazing if you want a healthy heart. Not only are we going to look at the science, but we're going to, of course, talk about spirituality, and we're going to look at what scripture says, what the Bible says about that. So if that piques your interest, sign up for our group class, and I cannot wait to see you there. I hope you include all these foods into your eating style. I hope that you do all these moves. These are easy moves that you can implement every day if you want, or every week, or whenever you feel like it. Watch how strong your heart becomes. Watch how that electromagnetic, because electric is important, because electricity brings things to life, like how when you plug in your phone from the outlet to the phone, it's bringing life back into your phone. Your heart literally can do that for your dreams, for an idea that you have, for anything. And when something is magnetic, you're pulling it closer to you, okay? So that heart field, that electromagnetic field that the heart has, can bring your dreams to life and pull them toward you. When you have a strong heart, you have strong desires that actually get fulfilled. Stay golden.